Did we just beat Immoral Thieves? Or Immoral Chokers? That is the question of the night, because we have a war recap. Amazing stuff. 8 10v10s from us, 2 11v11s, and guess what, guys? Yes, we were down a full Town Hall 11 and an engineered base, which they tried to throw in, and guess what? They still could not bring us to the ground because Spartans Legacy said, "We are Sparta!" And yes, we are indeed. We're going to start out with some 11v11 6-pack action from Richard himself, the Dickmeister himself. Yes, beautiful. Now, when I first saw this attack, I was like, what in the world is he doing? Putting this queen here down? Like, what is this? No value on the queen. Literally, no value. I mean, one archer tower is nothing for a whole queen. And then I realized, what's going on? But then look at this, guys. Now, again, funneling is everything. Pathing is everything, certainly for bowlers. Now, when you're looking at bowlers, you want them to move together and in unison and inside the base, because when bowlers are together, they are strong. They're like Bowler Madness, and again, Spartans Legacy. You know, we should have been in the movie We Are Sparta. Sparta indeed, because these guys, we are going to show some amazing Town Hall 11, 10, and 9, so stick around for the 9s. But look at this. You see, well, I'm not going to pause it because this video will take forever if I pause stuff. But you see the queen funneled it. Look, see how the bowlers aren't drifting off over here? They're going to the expos. Going to the expos, going to the queen, going to the air defense, going to all this stuff, and just amazing happenings. Look at this bowler action, bringing in the Laloon portion. Now, because this is an anti-2 base, it's easier to get 3 stars, yes, yet it's very difficult. Switchback here, difficult. Look at these side loons in. Now, again, the beautiful side, I can't pause it. There's beautiful side loons. You can see it taking down the warden. If you did not take down the warden with the haste, these loons here would have drifted, kind of circled around the base. He pinched them. As I said this before, he pinched them, and then with the clone spell, taking down the Inferno. And this is a massacre. Richard was like, you know what? I don't even care. We're going to speed this one up because it's going to be a long video, but it's going to be a beautiful video. We have so many attacks. I don't even know what to do. Immoral Jokers. Yeah, they scrubbed it. I gotta call it. I mean, they had this serious Town Hall advantage, and, you know, props to them, I guess, a little bit. But their base designs were a little bit flawed, I would say. A little bit flawed, but it doesn't matter. We're going to go with a Richard, another 6-pack. Dick the Van Jones. What am I talking about? But it doesn't matter what I'm talking about. Now, this is another solid hit. Now, again, you might be thinking, no, come on, Richard. Like, king and queen? I mean, suicide here? What are you getting here? I mean, you're not even getting an air defense down, I don't think, right? Not even going to get the air defense down, and you're popping king and queen over here just to get enemy queen. Like, it seems like the value's not there. Now, even me, I know I'm not an 11v attacker, but it seems like, man, what is this value? Of course, getting a queen down is very important, without a doubt. But the thing about these attacks, you don't always necessarily have to get down all air defenses and everything like that. Now, on this attack, all air defenses up, both Infernos up, and you would think, oh, this is going to be a big fat fail. I was not thinking this would be a success. I mean, look at this. I mean, yes, the king and queen path. Now, we already know where he's going to enter. Of course, going to enter on the EA side. Entering up here is just not going to be smart, but look at this, guys, and this is the beauty of it. Now, because of this base is anti-2, he doesn't have really many defenses around here. Did he clone the... No, oh my gosh, did he miss the clone? Seriously. Okay, did not miss it. Barely. Thank goodness gracious almighty. Anyways, so very nicely done on the side loons. Because of it, it's a little bit easy to path these loons. See, he's got loons on the side. These 3 o'clock loons are really making sure that the inner core loons are able to take down the base as far as the inner core and the Infernos. Now, of course, he's got one danger section left, but he's got the Grand Warden. He's going to save the Grand Warden for the second Inferno Tower. That was very smart. A lot of people might have popped that Warden early just because, you know, they saw, hey, I need to protect my loons, but he was going to pop it late because early on he had the Hounds still up to protect from the Inferno. And it was just a little bit easier pathing to get to that first Inferno. But this was a smashed hit. I mean, this was destruction. Not barely on the wire, not like, you know, a ringer, but a smashed, complete demolition. I can't talk, man. Is this going to be 30 minutes of me rambling about Spartans Legacy? Why don't we get them on here? Come on, Dick Van Jones. Dick Van Jones. Why? That just doesn't even make sense. But Richard, thank you, Richard. Thank you for the beautiful Laloon, amazing clone spell. Now we get to the good stuff. Now, guys, we have 8 of these. I'm not going to show the dips, but we did smash them on the dips. And And we also had a troll base, if you saw that. I'm just going to go down the list starting from the 10s. We won't have time to process it, but I'm going to give highlights to all these amazing Spartans Legacy attackers. They are the best in the game, without a doubt. Without a doubt. Now, I showed this on stream, and this was the second hit on this base, I believe, or third hit. I can't remember. Oh, it was the third hit. Third hit, but we finally took it down with a few tweaks. And the main thing is here, pathing. And I actually might even do a whole video on this attack alone, because this is wall breaker pathing to its finest. Now, on these queen walks, again, you want to search for entry points where you can easily funnel, and you can push inside the base, and you can give hibernation, some serious hibernation. He's going to be sent, we're going to send him back to the ancient cold, endless cold. Winter is coming forever for hibernation. He's going to be hibernating for the rest of his life, because Drogon, almost a dragon attack as far as putting the Drogon down, the fiery brimstone upon hibernation, because he's, yeah. But wait, if you put him on fire and then you hibernate him, that doesn't make sense. I'm contradicting myself. So let's just stick with the hibernation. Let's freeze him with Drogon. he's the new dragon from Game of Thrones, right? Ice Dragon, and Drogon's the White Walker riding upon him, and he's got blue eyes and calling for destruction. But look at these amazing wall breakers here at the corner. In the previous attack, on one of them, the initial attack didn't have it, and the second did have it, but it had a misplaced rage, and I'll show that later. But anyways, brilliantly pathing, knowing and understanding where the queen will go. King is just creating funnel. Now, the king is here to help the queen push inside. Now, if the king wasn't funneling here with a couple wizards, the queen would circle around the base, and she would not push into the core, get the Inferno Tower down, get the sweeper down, get some Tesla eventually. Now, here comes the Laloon portion. Now, Laloon's coming in at the 3 o'clock, and he's got the pathing very nicely done. Going to put some haste down, and look at this awesomeness, guys. Look at this. Maybe a little misplaced hound there, just barely. Almost didn't cover the section of his loons that he needed, but thankfully, just in time. That was definitely down the wire. He could have lost a little more loons than needed, but got the cleanup down right away. And guys, this is just nicely done. He's got a hound full up. He's got plenty of loons in the bag, and look at this. Very smooth operator. Thank you, hibernation. We're going to keep you in the cold forever. Immoral Thieves, base design flaw number 1. Yes, base design flaw. Their 10 did not bring it, just as the title shows. Just as the title shows. I wish they were good sports, but it happened. I know they were good sports. Well, yeah. What? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, because we got Mudkey with some cactus on the side. I didn't even realize that. He does that. Is that cactus or is that a pitchfork? We don't know. Is it a cactus or pitchfork? Guys, give me your comments. Mudkey, let me know. Are you a cactus fan? Or are you a pitchfork fan of the devil himself? Because you are putting the devil smack on Mr. Oblique de Deux. Oblique de Deux. Is this French? Because Mudkey is actually not American. He's German. So German smacking the French around? I don't know. Now I'm just talking out of my booty. If Okra had a booty. Okra. Anyways, nice queen walk here. Again, brilliant stuff. Keeping the queen out of the Inferno range. And honestly, this is a great queen walk. I mean, you just understand. Look at this. Pathing for the queen and understanding this value of the queen walk is astronomically amazing. We're going to speed up through the hound because it's going to take forever to get through it. Let's speed up as she comes in here. We'll do a 4 time. And then right when the good stuff is. Now, he's got the wall break in. And this is going to clear this whole section. And of course, we know where the jump's going to go. The jump's going to go in the core. And sometimes, now the danger of bringing king and queen together, and we'll see this here in a second, healers shift off from the queen. Now, it didn't matter in the end because look at all these black bombs that the healers took out. Now, it didn't hurt him in the end because it actually kept up his hounds a little bit longer and saving some loons from some black bombs. But certainly those hounds, keeping the hounds up longer, actually really paid off. None of the black bombs, look at this, none of the black bombs are hitting these. So look how long these last. Only 1 black bomb for these hounds. So this final hound here is really able to get a lot of action. Look at the queen sniping these skellies as they run across. Brilliant. I mean, this is so smashed. It's unbelievably smashed. I mean, Mudkey's like, you know, hey, we're Sparta, and we're just going to say, we're going to poop on your dire poop on your base designs because, yeah, this was weak to a queen walk. Now, certain bases are definitely more queen walk available. And when you're Spartans Legacy and you know how to wall break like nobody's business, then we're already smoking it. Now look at this, 10 minutes into the video and we haven't even gotten to the Town Hall 9. So guys, you're gonna have to stick around because I have more awesomeness to show you. My switchback hair doesn't even know what to do because it's just getting out of control. It's getting out of control because we got Bravs himself, Mr. Bravs, the number 11 using miners. Now thankfully it's not a mass miner. I hate miners in general. Queen walk miner, I have a little bit more sympathy for, just because usually on queen walks you do have to understand pathing, you do have to understand a little bit, and this was actually amazing. Now, this is dangerous. This is definitely a risk. I will say, Bravs, you are risking out the wazoo here because he is going to wall break in with the rage on the corner. Now, typically what you can do, you can either use haste or rage. Now rage has a little bit better opportunity. Now I'm not quite sure if he got lucky here or he intended for this to happen, but in the end the queen actually shifted around south. Now I don't know if he wanted to go to 12 or not, but he probably I don't know, I feel like going to 12 probably was the right play because look, he would have come in here, wall broken in, taken down the Inferno. But anyways, he had a nice audible. Either way, if you chose south or go during the 6 or 3, he had a rage wall breakers. If you don't know that trait, you can rage wall breakers or you can rage haste wall breakers to get through Inferno towers. Now, of course, if you don't have the rage or the haste, the Inferno towers will take out the wall breakers if they have to travel a long distance. If the Infernal rays are just barely on the wall breakers, here comes the miners right now. Up to the north, king is creating the funnel. Of course, you always put the king. You can bring wizards behind. Unfortunately, he lost both the wizards, or at least one wizard there. And so king is up there creating funnel, miners in the core. And of course, queen is down here taking out quite a few of these defenses as well. But again, you can use those wall breakers to get the job done. We'll do the double time on Mr. Bravs because it's just miners going in hot here. It did come down to the wire. You know, miners are not insusceptible or not totally, what is the word? They're not impervious to damage. They're not impervious to mistakes because miners can still fail, even though I'm not the biggest fan of them. But give it a go. The queen walk miner works. And that was a brilliantly executed attack. And if he called the audible on that with the wall breakers, then Mr. Bravs is one of the greatest players I've ever seen because, yes, that was just beautiful. And look, we have another queen walk miner. Lots of strategies for you. And what a... golly, I'm just blown away at the Samsonites and the Spartanites and the Spartan massacred these immoral thug? No, immoral. What did I say before? Immoral scrub. No, did I say scrubs or immoral base? What did I say at the beginning of the video? I don't even remember. I don't even remember. It doesn't matter because look at this. Amazing stuff. Again, now, guys, this is just true skill. Now, the biggest thing on queen walks, you got to make sure you funnel right and have a plan for where you want her to walk. Of course, you're trying to keep her at Inferno range. Now, you can queen charge into Inferno if you funnel right, if you understand that the queen will get to the Inferno and you can pop the ability without encountering the Hound first. Now, what you don't want is have the Hound come out and you're in Inferno range. And if you do that, it's not going to go well. Now, I actually thought Samson's hit here was a bit early on those miners. He could have saved the miners just a bit. Now, I will say this is a little bit lucky attack, and I said this on stream. In every war, guys, you got to understand luck is on the side. You can't blame your war from luck. Both clans will have lucky attacks. Immoral Thieves had lucky attacks, and we had lucky attacks, right? It's going to happen. Every single war, something lucky is going to happen. You're going to get it by 1 star. You're barely going to get the town hall down, or you have 1 second to spare, and you get the, you know, just like in this raid, you get the 3 star. So we're going to speed this up. This is a long way, but very fortunate for Samson because see this one little miner? If this miner happened to go north instead of south here to 9 o'clock, what would have happened was it would have been a fail because this is going to come down to the wire and the queen and the miner working in unison. Now, because you can't tell on the replay, but time is dwindling down very, very slow. There's about 1 second. There's about 1 second to spare right at the very end. If the miner did not split to go to this builder's hut, it would have been a fail. Again, he only had about 1 second to spare and got it down at the end. But thank you for the luck because the Clash gods, I guess, were listening, and we have more 3 stars. Michael, attack. This is actually York's attack. This is his second account. or his alternate. Well, you know, a lot of people have all kinds of accounts, but this is a mass miner, really built for a mass miner. You see this kind of runway here right in the core. The runway is there and there's nothing stopping the miners. So all the defenses and all the storages and everything as far as the trash buildings are easy to get to. They're on the outside, they're on the outside perimeter. They're not protecting any defenses. He's got one up here in the middle, but the reason why this doesn't have any weight to it, Infernos are not even inside the range, so the miners can get through it very quickly. King and Queen doing serious work. The King just really funneled amazing, getting all this on the outside. Queen is doing serious work, getting Wizard Towers, Teslas, and again, it's the runway. Straight up through the gut. Even though he's encountering 2 Infernos at the same time, it's okay. Even if these were max Infernos, it still would have been fine because he had heals over it. And the reason why you heal through Infernos with miners, and I don't know if you've talked about it, you see the splash damage here? See that splash damage? That's why heals through Infernos still matter, because he's got Wizard and the Bomb Tower, 2 Wizard Towers on the miners, and you can just heal right up through it. And this is why bases like this are miner susceptible. This is a massacre of a miner. Usually you don't have this many miners left on, you know, near max. Was this a near max base, right? Besides the Infernos and maybe a couple Archer Towers, I can't remember, or cannons, it was pretty much near max. But again, even with max Infernos, you already know. Look, you already know it would have been a massacre. He's got like 20-something miners up, digging around, doing their thing. Michael, thank you for showing us that you are a man of your word. Amazing. Actually, wait, York, thank you. Guys, we have Mr. XX Real, aka Mice. Mice himself, using the beautiful 10 wall breakers. What? That's not fair. 10 wall breakers? Come on. Is that really fair? Yeah. When you're a pro like Mice himself, it is fair. Now, look at this. I mean, this is just amazing. Queen walking here. He understands funneling. This is just great stuff. Now, a lot of people might be afraid to do that, but he's using great baby dragon bowlers here, and he's going to wall break in. Now, these are amazing wall breakers. I actually probably, thinking of this attack myself, I might not have attacked here. I mean, wall broke right there, but look at this. He dropped the other wall breaker under rage, opening up the compartment. Look at that. I mean, and with the lure of the hound, I mean of the hog, bringing out the hound as well. Again, what you don't want to have happen is encounter the hound while you're under Inferno range. But look at this amazing, that is why the lure was there. Now, if he didn't have the lure, the Queen would have stepped inside the base. She would have had to deal with the Inferno and the enemy Queen at the same time, and the hound would have popped out as well. So what would have happened, she would have gotten down the Inferno, but she might not have gotten down the Queen before your Queen locked onto the hound. That is the danger of these things. But this is amazing wall breaks. Look at this. I mean, that's just beautiful. Beautiful. Now, if he didn't open up the compartment heel, it's still compartment there. It still would have been fine. The Queen would have still gotten that Inferno Tower down, but she would not have walked and gotten some of this Archer Tower action. Look at this. Look at it. Oh, no. She doesn't even walk. Well, that's unfortunate. I thought she was going to walk there. Doesn't even matter, though. Queen's going to break in and get the other Inferno. So it actually helped her out in the end. Even if he had planned, I think, to open up that compartment so the Queen would kind of help out over here. But in the end, it wasn't a biggest deal. It didn't even matter. Mr. Mice. Look at this, 12 o'clock loons, and you're wondering, why is he doing 12? He's pushing these inner core loons down. If he didn't have the 12 o'clock loons, they would have shifted up to 12, and it wouldn't have worked. He would have gotten more damage on his loons because he would have run out of hound space, tanking from the hound. He would have had more loons split off, so they're not working together. On the tough section, which was right there, a lot of expo. There was a couple expos there, and then eventually Inferno Tower as well. So, guys, let's give Maestro. He is the Maestro some round of applause. I love it. I love it like hot sauce on tomato sauce, and that doesn't make sense, but we're going to keep moving on because Mudkey came with a six-pack with a vengeance, and he's like, Immoral Thieves, wake up, smell the roses, and hire some base builders, because base builders are obviously the biggest weak point. I mean, when you're getting 8 10v10s in war, that means bases are truly bad. Now, again, bases are everything. Now, I don't know if some of y'all watched the Clash Cup, that Clash event, the 5 versus 5. Those bases were not good. And the reason why, I won't get into the details, but looking at the bases, and anyone in CWL or a competitive gameplay will realize they were not good bases. Let's speed up this queen walk just a little bit because this is going to get a long video, guys. I don't even know what to do with myself anymore. But he had the lure of the CC with the hog. And you might be wondering, why is he luring the CC? Is he wasting 5 space for a lure? I mean, I don't get it. Well, see, guys, if you didn't lure the CC, the queen would step in. She would be encountering the CC as she's in Inferno range. And if she's in Inferno range, she can't be healed. And you don't want that. Because if that happens, guess what happens? You fail. You'd have a massacre fail. You have to sing, "Cry me a river. Oh, cry me a river, because I suck and I failed. Cry me a river." But not this time, because Mudkey was like, "I'm not going to cry a river tonight. I'm going to sing Happy Doo-Dah on the riverfront." Look at this awesomeness. Bringing loons at 12. He's bringing loons at the archer tower, the cannon, and the air defense. And he's got even loons for the mortar. Now, I gotta pause. See, look, if he didn't have loons for the mortar there, they would have shifted off towards the mortar, then the archer tower. Those, you might be thinking, well, what's the big deal about that? You know, in a lot of raids, now in this one it didn't matter so much, I don't think, because he just smashed it completely. But in a lot of raids where it comes down to the wire, it does matter. That extra second, that's a couple extra seconds where it shifts off. That's more damage to your loons. That's more damage to your hounds if they're still up. That's just more damage in general because they're taking a weird path. They're not working together to really smash inside the base. But it didn't matter because Mudkey just obliterated this little peon of a base. That's why base building is huge. If you're in a regular clan and you're not quite sure about your bases, first of all, never run an internet base. Never do it. Not going to work well for you. Take an anti 3-star base. Make it into an anti 2 if need be, but don't run an internet base because you'll get obliterated. And if they know what they're doing, of course. Now, of course, if the attacker has no idea what they're doing, well then, yeah. But anyways, the hero of the war. And I am going to show you why he's the hero of the war. Make sure you stick around at the end. Lloyd is the hero. Why is he the hero? Well, you'll find out on his base. Actually, it's the thumbnail. He is the hero. He had a little troll base for Mr. Immoral Thieves, and it was pretty hilarious. Got a ban for it as well. I think I got a 2-day ban, but it doesn't matter. Totally worth it. Indeed. Too bad Immoral Thieves can't handle the teaser, the little joking, the little quid per quo sort of ha 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 moment. But it doesn't matter because we told them that Spartans Legacy, don't mess with Spartans because the Spartans are the greatest attackers in all the land. If you need a refresher, go watch the movie We Are Sparta. Get pumped up. Watch that movie and you'll realize, wow, we don't want to mess with Sparta because Sparta messed with everyone. Yeah. Lloyd showing us how it's done. Now, he said he had a little wall breaker mistake here. He intended to have the wall breakers break in early. He said he was a little bit late on the initial wall breakers, but he recovered by opening up this other compartment. So, and with the king funneling over here at 6, the queen was not going to circle around. But because he had the little wall breaker mistake, see what happened here? See how he's losing all his healers? Now, if he had had the wall breaker non-mistake, the queen would have stepped in and been still tanking for this archer tower. Those little mistakes add up. Fortunately, Lloyd is just so OP and amazing that it doesn't even matter because he's just like, you know what? Lloyd's the most patient man I've ever seen. Look at this patience. Look at this patience. Everyone else would have popped that ability, but he was like, you know what? I can do it. I trust in my queen. Even after taking a giant bomb right here, everyone would have popped it. Oh my gosh. So close. Oh my goodness. But if he had popped the ability early, probably would have been a fail. Maybe not guaranteed, but more than likely probably. And the reason I say that is she comes down and takes out the Inferno Tower. Look at that. Now, all you've got here is just straight pathing. Side loons for the mortar, as I said. If you did not get those side loons for the mortar, these loons would have shifted off to the mortar and not to the wizard tower. And because they would not have shifted off to the wizard tower, guess what happened? Could have lost more wizards, could have lost a lot more wizards. In fact, yeah, honestly, even if the Inferno was up, I think it would have still been a 3-star. Yeah, he had so many loons up, even with that queen not getting it. I mean, it might have come down to the wire, but I still think he would have gotten it in the end. Queen finally dies. Thank you for the patience. He is voted the most patient man in the world and the funniest man in the world. Yeah, at least from me. I mean, I was laughing up a storm. Check out my thumbnail. It's wicked. It's awesome. And now we're to the Town Hall 9 content. And I guess let's listen to Batman. Batman. Oh, I should just like totally, because of, is that going to get demonetized because, oh my gosh, if that does. No, that can't happen. It's impossible. If it does, whatever. 3 golem attack. Now, I really don't like these anti-Lalo bases where you have air defenses on one side and wizard towers on the other side. I understand what they're trying to do, but it's an easy break of this attack. The best way to break down these bases, there's 2 ways. You can either do 3 golem push, which is a shattered, no, I mean a stoned, 3 golem push into the base and hogs on the back end, or you come in on the other side, take 3 golems and take down all the air defenses, and then drag in the base. So you either do a gobo ho or a gobo drag, aka Widowmaker attack. So you have many options with these type of bases. Now, which one is stronger? It just depends. On this one, I actually did like the gobo ho. The reason I say that, because the wizard towers were all way more clumped together. Now the air defenses were a little bit harder to get to. Funneling was harder, as well as getting all the air defenses down. So definitely the right play on his part. Such a right play, in fact, that he's got king and queen left. He's got he got 3 golemettes left. He's got the queen ability, and he's got 11 hogs. 11 hogs in the bag. And is he going to swag some hogs? He's going to have to swag some hogs. Wow. Oh my gosh. Is he really going to swag hogs? Yeah. Are we going to see swagged hogs? Are we going to see it? Let's speed it up. Popping that ability. He is going to... Okay, he had to... He's like, I got to bring in the hogs. He had to bring in the hogs, guys. I mean, only swagging 6 hogs and a poison. Bat, thank you. Showing us that Apocalypse Cow needs to go back to Apocalypse Now and stay there forever because he just got apocalypsed in the... okay, there's too many I don't even know what I'm talking about now. But who should I hit? Who should I show? God of War? Shall I show God? Oh wait, that was a dip. I can't show a dip. But nice attack anyway. Let's show Daniel's attack. Another 9v9. I told you I get the 9v9s. Hey, queen walk into go ho. This video is taking forever. But it's a war recap. And I'm recapping the war for Spartans Legacy. I was not in this war, unfortunately. I was warring with a friendly clan, or old clan, nice old clan. So if you want to war with me one day, come to my Discord server, follow me on Twitch. I will help. I will war with you guys. I will totally war with you. Very nice queen walk, and we're just gonna have some fun because Mr. Daniel is like, I've got so much Daniel in my blood that he's a funny guy, right? You know, he's always on The Voice. He's always talking it up. Mr. Daniel, maybe you know him from Spartans Legacy, maybe you don't. But I've showed his attacks before, and look at this. Meeting up with King and the Queen and the bowlers and the CC. Now, we already know he's going to pop the jump right here. Jump will go down, going to clear out the Queen, expos, all this good stuff in the middle, and on the top section, all he's got is hogs and a heal spell. Now, that is fine. That is all dandy. King and Queen's going to get huge value. Nothing's going to take down the King and Queen here. He's got a golem up, and because there's only really 3 defenses, he's got an expo and 2 archer towers, there's nothing down in the south. Now, he's bringing in the hogs up top, and for the hoggies, he's got 2 heal. He can either use the heal on the bowler section or save him for the hogs. It looks like, is he going to save him for the hogs? It looks like he does save him for the hogs, or maybe not. We don't know yet. What's happening? What's happening? Is he going to save him for the hogs? Yeah, he saved him for the hogs. Or is he going to swag it? Wow. No. He had to drop it. Nice drop. Nice non-swag. Because he didn't swag there, man, those skellies just took out all of his hogs. But in the end, it didn't matter because he's got King and Queen up. And look, a whole golem and bowlers. Wow. Very nice queen walk. Again, queen walking into a go bow right there. Very powerful stuff. Just make sure you find a good entry point for your queen so she can get down a lot of defenses. And then when you push in, try to find a place where you can take down the enemy queen, obviously, because you can't have the enemy queen up while your hogs are running around zinging, zinging, zinging. But who should we show next? ASAP Taylor? ASAP? Should we show some ASAP? Another queen walk A into hogs. Well, looks like it's going to be ground attacks, my friends, but this time we've got the healer trick. Now, if you weren't aware of the healer trick at Town Hall 9, I'm going to have to make a whole video on this. This is a trick for you. What you do, you lure the CC out, and then you put 2 archers. You got to make sure there's 2 archers together, and then put a healer behind. That will ensure that the hound stays up the entire raid. So what that means is you don't have to deal with the CC. In fact, you don't even have to bring, if you don't need the poison, you don't have to bring it. Say you're going to do a law load, you could drop one of those poisons, bring a haste spell, or in fact you could be risky. If you wanted and you didn't want to clear any skeleton traps, you could drop both poison spells and bring 2 haste spells. So it gives you a variety of options, and ASAP says, you know what, we're going to double time this. And my friends, this was the greatest war ever. Props to Spartans Legacy. We should not have warred. We should not have beaten the immoral the immoral bad base builder designers because they were up 2 Town Hall 11s and they still could not bring us to the ground. That is how amazing Spartans people are, and I just have to show it to you. And I've been talking for 30 minutes, and you're probably like, Halo, I think I'm tired of your voice. Well, that's okay. I'm tired of my own voice and my friends. Thank you for watching. Thank you for the swishback hair. Make sure you smack the like button. Share it. Make sure you share it on the war server. Any CWL war, because we smoked them. I'm going to say it. And Twitch me up. Twitter me up. Tally ho. Halo out.